Saturday afternoon here at Origins Game Fair, and I have the distinct pleasure of speaking with Justin De Witt from Fireside Games. First off, Justin, you and I chat all the time at different cons and that, but I don't believe I've ever interviewed you. It's usually Anne-Marie.
Well, that makes sense. You should get the pretty one.
Thanks for, well, that's how I like to operate.
I see how you are.
So thanks for taking some time out. You guys are super busy.
We are.
And we're actually standing in front of a demo of a game that is on the horizon that everybody wants to play, and they're like, can you finish this up? We want to play this game.
Exactly, yes.
And it is Hotshots, and it is a firefighting board game.
Yes.
And it looks very, very interesting. It's cooperative.
Yep.
Is it for 4 players?
Yes, it is. It goes up to 4 players. As low as 1 because it's co-op. It can be played solitaire.
Correct, yes.
I got it.
And it the forest is, and people are going to see some video. It's not just going to be us talking.
Sure.
So the forest is made up of tiles,
yep.
and the fire will spread.
Oh, yes.
And of course, the players are tasked with preventing the fire from just completely overwhelming the forest.
Yes,
so they're going to be able to build fire breaks.
Yep.
And call in support units.
Yep, just like real firefighting. There's a lot of research I did that was really, really fun to figure out what are some of the tactics and tools these guys use and how can I gamify that to work in our world kind of thing. So, yes.
And it's amazing to see the changes that have actually taken place with fighting forest fires. The big burn that took place, what was that, 1914-ish, somewhere around there?
Oh, that one? Maybe. That one I don't remember, sorry.
No. I mean, it's I believe the most firefighters were killed.
Right, I know what you're talking about now.
And it's amazing because the only equipment they had were shovels.
Yep, they were literally throwing dirt on fire.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, which to this day is still a tactic they use, but they have better tools.
Well, that's a fire break too. They just clear anything out that could burn.
Yep. You got to clear it wide enough that the embers can't get over it, and yet they still do, which is part of this game too. You can cut a fire break, and it will slow most of the fire most of the time, but not 100%. There are cards that will move the fire and jump fire breaks. That's what really happens. Trees fall down, embers get blown.
Sure. Wind changes direction.
Yep.
Flames are going to spread.
Exactly. We've got that in our game.
Am I correct as well that each of the players will have like a special ability?
Yes. And it will be conveniently located on this player card.
Amazingly enough.
Yep. Based on the actual roles in a crew of Hotshots with a little bit of gamification. We've got 2 guys that can manipulate dice rolls. We've got 1 guy who gets to look into the future at the fire cards, picks 1 to come into play and puts 1 back. And then the last one's the crew boss who can move 1 other player on their turn. So which roles you take and how you use them is really key in this game. Real cooperation.
And players can kind of team up on 1 hex to try to really consolidate their firefighting ability.
Yes. Yeah. We kind of simulated the way whole crews will go in by giving what we call support. So in this game with the dice roll engine, you're good as long as you can match 1 symbol to the required recipe. But if you ever fail to match a new symbol, you bust. And that's it. That's how the fire gets worse. So having someone with you buys you forgiveness for that that bust. You can basically have 1 bad roll without the consequences. And it's cumulative. So you got all the firefighters on 1 space. That's 3 forgiveness. Also, there's a tile on the board called the lake. And anything near the lake gives support to the adjacent tiles. So in theory, everybody on 1 space fighting the fire is going to get 4 chances to screw up and keep rolling.
Sure, right. But it is a bit of a push your luck.
It is very push your luck. The hard part is you can't really fight the fire that way. It's spreading too fast. You need to be in every corner of the map.
Sure, right.
Because I'm evil that way.
Of course. I assume that the players will win if they're able to contain the fire.
Yes.
How many ways could the players lose?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. There's more than 1. If 8 tiles ever scorch, that's 1 way they can lose. That's probably the most common way. There is, however, an instant death scenario. If the fire camp, where players are headquartered and start their game at, scorches, boom, game's over, players lose. So that one's worth defending.
Yes, I would think so. I would believe so. And from my understanding, we were hoping to see this release already.
Yes, so was I.
There was a bit of a delay, but actually players are going to benefit from that because I think the component quality is going to be much higher than what originally came back to you guys.
Right. Our first version of the fire wasn't up to snuff. It wasn't what we wanted, so we had to delay the game, but now we have these amazing fire minis that I'm super, super proud of. They look like cool fire. They're easy to play with. They're the perfect size, perfect color. We're super happy.
And they're flammable.
Technically isn't almost everything. The whole game would burn, I'm sure,
So, I mean, if you want the extra realism to your game.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. Here, this is a video trick. You'll have to use the actual video for this, but how awesome is that? Little glowy fire.
That is pretty wild.
So
that is kind of cool.
All you need to do is wire them up with LEDs and stuff. You know, knock yourself out.
Sure. Invest an extra $150 into your gameplay. Sure.
Yeah.
This is coming out late September?
Yeah, September 20th is when this will be out. We will have copies of Gen Con, but not very many.
So anyone who's interested in checking out Hotshots at Gen Con, when the exhibit hall opens on Thursday, start running.
Probably want to get here quick. I've had a lot of people say they're going to pick this one up. So yeah, we'll bring about 200 and first come, first served. So we'll see what we can do with that. And then, if you miss it there, pretty much just after Gen Con-ish, September-ish, you'll be able to pick it up normally everywhere games are sold.
MSRP is around 35?
Exactly. Good guess.
No, I thought I remembered. It's about $34.95.
Yeah,
or $99.
exactly. $34.95.
See, that's what always throws me off, because some companies like to do 95,
right?
Some do 99.
It's a little weird that way, yes, yeah.
Yep, got another game on the horizon, I believe, November-ish release.
You got it, November 1st.
And it's Kaiju Crush.
Yes, it is.
And
Giant
it is a monster city smashing slugfest.
See, when I was a kid, I went as Godzilla for Halloween, and a lot of kids were like, I want to be a police officer when I grow up. I want to be a doctor. I wanted to be Godzilla. I really did. I didn't realize it was not a career option. So to make up for it, we got this game. We got the design.
Don't all kids love giant monster movies?
Yes, you have to.
It gives kids a sense of empowerment watching it. Man, I'd love to be able to just knock the school down.
I want a building this tall. Like, I'm tired of that.
It.
Take that, Texas.
How come, Mom, Dad, how come our car doesn't say Tonka on it?
Exactly. Giant footprint crater right next to you. Yeah, that's great.
This is another 4-player game, I believe?
Yep, this one does not go solitaire, though. It's a 2 to 4 players. It's not co-op. You are monsters, and they do not get along.
Nope.
So you're trying to smash a city for points and fight other monsters for points, because that's what monsters do. The whole thing's laid out in a grid, and every tile is a piece of the city, a different building. And you are going to start as one of 4 different kaiju, and you're going to basically move around the board, smashing those buildings, turning them into craters of your color, and then hopefully fighting other monsters as you get close. One of the tricks is you can never go back to a spot once it's been cratered. When it's gone, it's out of place, so your movement gets limited, and your movement is based on a couple of different cards you get to use. You'll have a movement card in front of you, and that'll let you move either like up, down, left, right, maybe diagonal, maybe like a knight in chess. And then there's going to be one card that's a community card. Everybody gets access to that one. When you play your card and use that movement, you got to switch it out with the community card, so yours becomes the new community card. So there's a bit of a weird engine of, if I play this, he's going to be able to make that move, and maybe you don't want to play your card this turn. But if you want to get that 5-point card, you've got to go diagonal. There you go. So every city tile is worth different points, and they're cut into groups, and that all comes down to the bonuses at the end of the game, because there's different bonuses that can appear, and everyone's trying to reach those bonus goals. A lot of them are based on board position at the end of the game. Like, did I get a square of 4 territory markers together? That's a square. You check it off, get bonus points. Did I keep all of my city tiles in one big group, or are they scattered all over the board? That'll get you different points depending on which bonus is in play. Okay. And then there's things like, did you get the most of one of the suits? Like, there's a transportation suit, a power suit, a commercial suit. If you get the most, you'll get bonus points, unless you're playing with the opposite objective, which is to have the least, and that'll get you bonuses. So it's a little thinkier than you might think at first, but it's very, very like, take that rawr, smash a building, have a quick fight, because that's the other thing. When monsters get close, they fight with a fun little, like, intransitive is what we call it. Sort of rock, paper, scissors with 2 different trump cards thrown in to make it extra challenging. And battles are really quick, and they're hilarious to watch when somebody just eats it in the middle of a battle. And you get special abilities. Once per turn, you get a card you can burn that'll let you, like, jump across the board, or maybe switch out some tiles and things. You get all sorts of weird benefits you can do there. So, fun things. It's a good time.
And MSRP about the same, $34.90?
This one's actually $30, or $29.95, as I would say in official speak. Yep.
Any car, any color, $29.95.
Come on down. What's it going to take to put you in this game?
People probably forget the whole Earl Scheib commercial. Anyway.
I'm not old.
One thing I have to admit that's pretty cool with these both new designs are that the game board itself is going to be different every time you play.
Very modular.
Because it's modular, right.
Yep. So with Kaiju, it changes based on the number of players. There's a little icon that'll tell you this city tile is only used in 3 and 4 player games, and some are only in 4. So you got 2, 3, and 4. The board gets bigger with more players. And with Hotshots, it's a random board setup. You can do the circle pattern here, but in the back of the rulebook, we have a map that'll show you different national parks. So you want to do Yosemite, we got a map for Yosemite. Grand Canyon, do Grand Canyon. So.
I want to burn down the Grand Canyon.
Who doesn't, right? I mean, Yellowstone's in there. Not that that's not happened, but yeah. Anyway.
Plus, you're also looking at the fact that like there's that propane tank, which if that goes up, boy, that's bad news.
It spreads to everything.
You might find one game where it's like, wow, Wow, I don't like where that
Yes,
is.
yes. The board position is huge in this game. In fact, it's one of the easiest ways to adjust the difficulty. If you're like, oh, this game's easy, move a few bits around, it won't be easy some more. And like most of our games, we've got a make it easier, make it harder option in the back if you really want to tune the difficulty. But that one's going to get you just with a random setup now and then.
One last game I want to talk about a little bit, give a little bit of love to.
All right.
Because I have not actually seen it.
Right.
I know about it. Mm-hmm. It's been out, and
right.
It came out between sort of like the last time I talked to Anne-Marie and now.
Okay.
And that is Here Kitty Kitty.
Ah, yes.
And I'm a cat lover.
Oh,
so, yeah.
You'd be good at that. Okay, quick question. How many cats do you own in real life?
One now.
Oh, okay, one. All right. Because the starting player rule is who owns the most cats.
There's another cat in the house, but it is not my cat.
All right. If you could claim it, I might still give you first player if you have the most. So I'll bend the rule for you.
I probably have the most entertaining cat.
Yes, awesome.
So Here Kitty Kitty, if I understand right, and this is like a super family-friendly kind of game.
Yeah.
And it's got these cool little kitty miniatures in it.
Who doesn't want hundreds of little plastic 40s?
And they're not all the same. They have some different sculpts.
Yep, different colors, different sculpts, yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So, you're effectively like the kind of oddball cat person. It's like a neighborhood who has more than one cat lady.
Yep.
And you're all competing to be the one who has the most cats.
Yes.
That animal control will eventually come in and have to remove.
That isn't in the game. You're allowed to keep as many as you want. They're all completely sanitary. But yes, you are all a bit obsessive about the cats, and you really want them all. And you literally have a property board that you are pulling the little plastic cats onto your house.
So you're moving them like from the yard to the porch to the house.
Yep. And then the problem is you don't want the neighbor to have more kitties than you, so you'll steal them with like the cat burglar card and things like that. A lot of bad cat puns. Right. You'll be stealing them. Cats will be escaping, and the game itself will hit you. There are cards that show up that randomly just events happen, and sometimes it's actually good, like the player who has the fewest of a certain cat gets a catch up, or everybody has to put 3 cats in the yard or something like that. There's all sorts of interesting little mixes.
Can you force another player to miss their turn by taking a cat nap?
No, that stops the cat from being stolen. That's how we use that pun. You can't steal it. It was napping.
There you go.
Yes.
Sweet.
There are many, many bad cat puns. It was made by a self-professed crazy cat lady, Chris McCarl. She designed it for us, and we were like, this is fun. Let's make it. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
And that is available right now.
That is everywhere.
You can pick it up in stores. You can go to the Fireside website.
Yeah. Anywhere you buy your normal games, they should have it. If they don't, you should wag your finger at them and tell them they should, because literally it's out everywhere. Why? I need all the kitties.
And that's got a pretty... I mean, it's kind of a small footprint game.
Oh, yeah.
And MSRP on that is...
That's $25.
Okay.
Yeah, super portable.
$24.95.
Oh, yes, let's be official. You're right, $24.95. Yeah. And that's the kind of game you can literally play with, like, your grandma, your aunt, your uncle, especially if they're crazy cat people. They would love to play it with you. So very family-friendly, very easy to get up. The whole game's like 30 minutes, too. It's real short, real fast.
And let's throw out a little love real quick for your Star Trek...
Upset? What's it called? Star Trek Fury? No. Oh, Panic. That's right.
That was it.
Yes. Star Trek Panic.
Which is your design, but it's not available through Fireside. It's available through USAopoly.
It's technically a USAopoly game, so they own the rights to it. They're the manufacturer of it. Yeah.
Correct.
It was kind of like an awesome Oreo cookie. I designed the game with a little bit of help from Andrew at USAopoly, and CBS had the license for Star Trek. We mashed it together, and USAopoly gets a delicious cookie. So yeah, Star Trek Panic. If you haven't played it, arguably the best Panic game ever. I won't say that. Other people will.
I was going to say, a lot of people said they really, really dig it.
Yeah, it changes a lot. It's not just a reskin. There's really cool things you get to do. You have missions and characters, and you fight different, you take damage different, and it has a freaking Enterprise model in the middle of the game that you get to blow up. I mean, come on. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited about
But it's not available through Fireside, so we're not going to touch
No. Nobody likes that game at all.
Any final thoughts about something that might be in the pipeline, or anything you'd like to just share with our audience, Justin?
I can't tell you too much about the next game because it's too early in the design phase, and what I say now will be wrong when it comes out.
Right,
so let me polish that a little more. But there's always stuff we're cooking on. We are tweaking another Castlevania expansion in the future, hopefully next year if everything goes good.
Okay.
In the meantime,
because nobody plays that.
Yeah, nobody likes that one at all.
No.
I'm just stuck on it. I can't get off.
Yeah, I know.
No. So
you just keep making expansions that only you're playing.
Yeah, I just take them. I don't even sell them. I just show them to people and take them home.
Right, because you only have the one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to make more than one. It's done pretty good for us. Yeah. I would say honestly, if anybody's interested in any of the nonsense I'm spewing, follow us on Twitter, Facebook. We actually have a monthly newsletter we send out that's literally here's what we're up to. So if you want to know like what games are cooking, what status of everything is, cool stuff like that. We have a really good Instagram. Sam runs that.
I heard you got an excellent MySpace page.
It's awesome. We update it every decade. It's fantastic.
Right.
You should totally.
You should see we got Castle Panic coming out soon.
Yeah, coming out in 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually never even used MySpace. That's how scary that is. Yeah, that's what I would say. If you're interested,
Wonderful.
follow us along for that stuff. And follow these guys, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Come on.
Yeah, they already do. They're already
Good.
suckered in all the... Justin, thank you so much
Thank you
for
very
taking
much.
some time
Thanks
out.
for coming by. Always a pleasure.
Have a great show.
You too. I will see you Gen Con.
Gen Con.
Awesome. Bye, everybody.